Good morning, guys. Happy Monday to you. It's 61 degrees in Lake Elsinore, California, and it is windy. What's up, Vanessa? How you doing? It is windy today. This is something that I had to get used to here in Lake Elsinore, is the serious weather change that's out here. Whether it's like during this time, it is seriously windy. It can get freezing cold in this desert. It can get extremely hot in this desert. But today we're experiencing some really high winds. But you know what? That's all right. It's Monday. Most of you are off today because it's President's Day. I don't know which president. Pick one. But it's President's Day. And I wanted to come in and finish up what we've been talking about as far as our treadmill motivation is concerned. And that's 7 steps to change anything in your life. And those of you that have been following me, thank you so much for following me. You can also follow me on our YouTube page, which is Life's Word Ministry. And all of our videos that we've been shooting are there on YouTube. And as I normally say when I start, this is my warm-up actually. Share this with your friends, share it with your loved ones, and share it with those you don't get along with. But just don't tell them that you don't get along with them. Just share it with them. They'll be glad you did, and you'll be glad you did. But let's kind of recap before I finish up with our last 2 steps of changing anything in your life. And like I say, you can always add to these steps. You can always find your own steps. Whatever works for you, that's a fantastic thing. Whatever works for you. Because everything that I say or anything that I say, what's up, Theodore? My saved, sanctified friend. What's going on, man? I hope you're working out today. If you off, hope you out there walking. You're my best friend. Get out there and do some walking. But you can add to this however you see fit. You just find steps that works for you that can change anything in your life, naturally and spiritually. We know that in the spiritual realm, that as long as you are reading your Bible, trusting God, believing in God, knowing that prayer is essential in your life, that anything can change in your life. But those that watch that might not have a spiritual walk or a relationship with Christ, well, they need to be taught in how they can change a lot of things in their lives. And it all boils down to a spiritual life in Christ, that you can change anything in your life. So let's get started. Let's do a little review. What's up, Kev? DJ Kev, man, thanks for supporting, man. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you guys following me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or anytime that we're on. Tamara, how are you? It must be because you guys are off today, huh? But that's a good thing. Again, share this with your friends. Share with your loved ones. Share it with those that you don't get along with. You know, that's my motto. But look, let's recap 7 things that can change your life. 7 things that can change your life. Or 7 steps to change anything in your life. Number 1, we talked about know what you want rather than what you don't want. Know what you want rather than what you don't want. This is a key essential to getting what you want in life, what you desire in life, what you need in life, all of that. The second one was cultivate the beliefs that it is possible. Do you have the belief that it's possible to receive, to achieve anything in life that you want? Anything in life that you want. Do you truly believe that it's possible? I have all my stuff going out on me. Excuse me for a second. while I do some housekeeping. So number one, as I said, know what you want rather than what you don't want. Number two, cultivate the belief that it's possible. Do you really believe that what you desire is possible? What are some of the things that you believe? What are some of the things that you desire? What are those things? Do you truly believe that it's possible? Do you believe that it's possible? The three areas that I've been talking about for the past week is, I don't want to be alone anymore. I don't want to be overweight anymore. I don't want to be broke anymore. And I'm sure there's a lot of other areas in your life that you can add to this list. But do you really believe that it's possible? That's half the battle right there, is believing. Hey, you guys, thanks for coming in. Myers, how you doing? Prince, how you doing? Believe that it's possible. Believe that anything that you desire, anything that you want, your belief is pretty much 3/4 of the battle. Well, I would say all the battle, really. It's believing everything that you want. It is possible. You know, the Bible says that if you stand believing, that you can ask anything of the Lord and he'll grant it to you. I say within reason. But sometimes he does give you what you want and what you don't need, because you're constantly bombarding heaven and you're constantly asking the Lord for it. And what do you think a father's going to do to his child if they continue to beg for what they want, or they continue to ask? He's going to eventually give it to you. There's a lot of things that I asked for in my life over my past that I know I did not need. I just wanted it. But because I kept petitioning God and kept asking God for it, guess what? He ended up giving it to me, and then I had to learn that it really wasn't for me anyway. How about that? I had to learn the hard way that it wasn't for me. So you have to cultivate a belief process. Cultivate that belief within you that whatever you desire, whatever you want, whatever you're looking for, it is possible. It is possible. You have to tell yourself that it is possible. It's a permanent affirmation every single day that it's possible. It's possible. I know it's possible. I'm going to get that raise. I'm going to get that job. I'm going to get that person that I desire to have in my life. I'm going to have her in my life, or have him in my life. I desire it, and I know that God is going to give it to me.
Battery 80%.
Right? Well, think about it. The third thing we talked about was cultivating the overwhelming motivation to succeed. Do you have a motivation, or an overwhelming motivation to succeed? Do you? Because if you have an overwhelming, Sandy, how are you? Good to see you this morning. An overwhelming motivation to succeed. There's nothing that can stop you from succeeding. The only person that can stop you in life is really you. You're the only person that can stop you. So you gotta have an overwhelming motivation. Like, we're here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This is my motivation. But what overly motivates me to succeed is the end result of me being successful. The end result in me becoming what I really want in life. And whatever that is for you, you have to write that down. You have to determine that for yourself. But mine is in this weight loss, to be 200 pounds. You know, he's, oh, you're a good weight. Let's try. You're a good weight. I'm like, no, not for myself. Because this is a personal thing. This is a personal goal, to be 200 pounds. You know, I'm like, right now 215, 211. It varies, you know, depending on where me and Christine go to eat. You know, and then it varies. But my ultimate goal weight is 200 pounds. So I'm out here when I can every single day. But I do this within reason because of the condition of my back. And they want me to come in and have orthoscope for, you know, the little situations that I have with my spine. You know, they want to shave off some of the bone on my disc so they can relieve some of the pain that I have. You know, because you guys don't see it unless I talk about it, but I'm constantly dealing with this pain. You know, I used to think it was the sciatic nerve, but it's a whole lot more than that. And I've gotten a lot of suggestions. I've gotten a lot of, you know, which I appreciate. I appreciate all of you saying, what you say about my back and the condition of my back, and you guys praying for me, which, I really appreciate that. But then there are times that we have to go in and have certain procedures done in order for the true healing to come about. Okay? So anyway, my overwhelming motivation is to, one, get some of this weight off of me, to see if it will alleviate some of that pain. If it doesn't, then I will have to go in for surgery. But, it is what it is. The other area, the fourth thing is change your patterns, you change your life. If you change the way you do things, and if it's negative especially, you will change your life. So you have to change certain things in your life in order to receive what you want. What's up? Now here's my brother. What's up, Robert? Good to see you, bro. You must be off. Are you off today? You must be off today. Good to see you, man. Hope you guys had an awesome weekend. But if you change your pattern, you change your life. So some of the things that you need to change in your life, only you know those things. We did an exercise on Friday about how certain things that you normally do on a regular basis, when you change those things up, it becomes oddity to you. It becomes weird. It becomes like, that feels odd. It's like when you cross your arms. This was one of the examples. Exercises that we did on Friday. Cross your arms. Just normally, just cross your arms. Okay, what arm is over what arm? Right now, my left arm is over my right arm. Now, if I tried to change that, I have to think about it. Okay, now my left arm goes this way. So you have to think about it because it's not the norm. Because you're so used to doing things in a pattern that it becomes a habit to you. So some of the things that are patterns in your life that are destructive, we need to change those things. Change those patterns. So, and then the last thing we talked about on Friday was create new patterns to replace old ones. Okay, so what are some of the things you need to change in order to replace? Because one of the most important things that we said on Friday is if we understand this, our current patterns, what you're doing right now, our current patterns have gotten us to exactly where we are in our lives right now. Think about all the patterns in your life. Think about what you've done over your life. As far as your education, ministry, relationship, all of that, all those patterns have gotten us to exactly where we are in our lives today. That's a fact. So if we create new patterns, create new ways of eating healthy, create new ways of reading more books that are positive, that will bring us more examples of how to succeed in life. I do my treadmill motivation workouts when you're still sleeping. I know that's right, man, because you're like 3 hours ahead of me. And I try to give, West Coast a little time to wake up. And, about the time that I get on here, it's usually lunchtime on the East Coast. So you could call it your lunchtime treadmill motivation on the East Coast. But when we start talking about as far as creating new patterns so we can replace some of the old patterns, what are some of the things that you can create for yourself for positive outcomes? I said that on Friday, you need to make a list of positive things that you can do at night that don't involve yourself losing sleep. Okay? Let's go back to talking about those 3 areas. Losing weight. I don't want to be overweight anymore. Number 2, I don't want to be alone anymore. Number 3, I don't want to be broke anymore. Okay? In those areas, and those that you come up with yourself, your own list. Okay? Those are just some of the basic 3 that I know of. That, okay, you don't want to be overweight anymore. What are you doing at night to change that pattern? Are you going to bed snacking? You snack in the bed. When you get hungry, did you get up in the middle of the night and eat a donut? This is why it needs to have healthy alternatives in the kitchen. I like snacking. Me and Christine, that's our thing, is snacking. But what is it that we snack on? Is it something that's going to help us lose weight or maintain a certain weight? No, because I ain't even tell you what we like. That's on us. We just like stuff. But When you think about what you're changing at night, change your patterns of thinking positive at night so you can get some positive sleep. If you're going to bed stressful, thinking about negative stuff, what you got to do tomorrow, who you got to face tomorrow, all the jobs that you have to complete tomorrow, you're bombarding your mindset with all of this, inundating yourself with all this stuff that you have to do. Change those patterns so you can get a good night's sleep, so you can rest peacefully. Read your word. Now, you want to go to sleep fast? Break your Bible out. That's a good way of getting to sleep fast, because the enemy doesn't want you to read your word anyway. So you start reading your word and all of a sudden you out. It happens to the best of us. So you can join a fitness club. You can join a bowling league. You can go to the theater. And we're talking about theater. I'm sure many of you that have this weekend have gone to see Black Panther. Hey, we're going to go to see it this week or today, or maybe we're going to see it this week. But I heard that it was one of the best movies. I'm talking best movies out for decades. Here's a hint, Hollywood. If you create more black movies, African American movies, let's just call it like it is, black movies, do you understand the black dollars that will come in to the box office? You will see more black dollars come in to the box office than you've never seen before if you start making more positive black movies like they saw this weekend. I'm just saying. But let's talk about the last two steps. Last 2 steps. 7 steps to change anything in your life. Number 6 is reinforce, and then reinforce some more. This is one of the most important things you can do in life. I don't care what you're doing, where you're at in life. As long as you're reinforcing positiveness in your life, you're going to get positive results in your life. But you have to constantly reinforce those mental thought processes to become positive. It's like you reinforcing discipline in your household. You're reinforcing your children, reinforcing how you train them. The Bible says train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they're old, they won't depart from it. That just works any way you look at it. Train them up the way you want them to go. If you don't want them to be anything, don't teach them anything. If you want them to be rude and just do whatever they want, just let them do whatever they want. This is why there are rules and regulations within a home, because you're teaching your children. 1, clean up after yourself. 2, clean up your room. Clean yourself up. It's just so many things that we teach our children. Hopefully they'll learn this, over time. They will. But you're constantly reinforcing them to understand that, look, when you've grown and you're on your own, all these lessons that you've learned in your childhood, they will come to light, and it will definitely make you a better person. So the 6 steps is to reinforce this behavior over and over again. 6 steps. These 6 steps. There's one more to go, but repetition is the mother of skill. Repetition is the mother of skill. If you constantly reinforce what you're thinking about, what you're reading about. It's like when I was in the movie industry. I was in the movie industry for 10 years. 10 years acting and modeling. And the one thing that they would teach you in theater, and I did live theater for a while, is reinforcing your skill to memorize your lines. That's one of the things they taught you in theater is reinforce, is repetition, going over your lines and memorizing your lines. And that's important in life as well. Is to reinforce what you're learning takes repetition. This is why we get tips of the day through emails and texts and Twitter and Facebook. Each and every day you get tips of the day. Or if you have Bible apps on your phone, you can set it up to where you get scriptures every day, or tips, spiritual tips of the day, or business of motivating people. You get these apps on your phone that can motivate you, and you get these tips every single day. And what that does, it helps you to reinforce positive patterns over and over and over again each and every day. Positive affirmations that you get every day. You remind yourself that you are, 1, a good person. You remind yourself that you are, 2, a successful person. That you are a loving person. whatever it is, you reinforce those positive patterns and positive behaviors in your life each and every day. It's just like eating. Most of us don't want to go a day without eating. Most of us act like we're going to die if we don't eat every single day. Come on now. That's because the body has conditioned you. Instead of you conditioning your body is conditioning you. Give me to eat, give me to eat. Ooh, donuts, candy. You know, it's like Igor. Your body fat cells come alive. Give me fatty foods, right? But if you control your mind and control your body, you know, and put whatever is positive in, positive will be your end result. So there are reasons why, even in coaching programs, you know, there's gurus all over the place. Guru this, guru that, guru the other. This is why I tell you, I'm not no guru. I'm not the guru. I'm just a simple, average, ordinary brother that's out helping myself help you in motivating yourself naturally and spiritually, physically, emotionally, and any other areas that I can help you with that I'm doing myself. You know, a lot of gurus, they'll tell you what to do, but they don't even do it themselves. That's not a good guru to me. But there are coaching programs. And why do you think certain coaching programs are 12 weeks? Excuse me, there are some that are shorter, but in most cases, hey, Rosemary, my sister, what's up? The programs are 12 weeks long because it gives coaches time to not just teach you, but also to reinforce the material that they've given you. You know, you look at school programs, you look at college programs, you know, some are 6 weeks, 8 weeks, you know, for a particular lesson plan. It's because they're trying to reinforce what you want to learn and what they're trying to teach you. So throughout the week, either your company or your team, if you're in a multi-level marketing, network marketing company, you have teams. And you send out weekly encouragements to your team because you want your team to be successful. Why? Because the more they're successful, guess what? You're successful. But some team leaders, they seem to forget that without your team, you're nothing. So what they do is, oh, come on, team, come, give me. You know, they want to take from you because they want to be the star. They want to be the light. Instead of helping everyone become the light and everyone be the winner, you got one person that wants to outshine everybody. That's not teamwork. So your team, your company, they send out activities, articles, and assignments to help you condition those new muscles in your mind of reinforcing what you want to be in life and what you want to be in your business and in your ministry. You know, how successful do you want to be? What is your definition of success in your business, in your ministry, in your marriage, in your relationship, with your children? What do you consider success to you? It's the same thing with these online peer groups. You become part of with these online, online peer groups and stuff like that. In the coaching program, they provide you with a group of people who are also laser focused on developing new material patterns, new mental patterns rather. I said material because, you know, you're constantly developing new materials to help you in your mental patterns. So this is why you have groups. It's good to be in a group. You know, it's good to have, they call them masterminding groups because they sit around and they mastermind. You know, how do you want to, you know, achieve this? How do you want to go about doing this? And what are some of the other areas? And what are some of the ideas that you have? And they're sitting there bouncing back ideas. You can do this in your family. Have family masterminding groups. You know, it's a shame that most families, they don't even talk. The only time they talk is when they want something or they upset. You know, do you conversate? Conversate with your family. Conversate with your kids. Find out what's going on. You know, they're just like, why you want to know? Y'all be my business. Well, you know what? Your business is my business because I'm your parent. Well, talk to them about the Lord. If you are, you know, a child of God, talk to your children about the Lord. Let them know that there is a better way. There is a way that seems right unto a man. You're like, teach them how to be successful in their lives, not just naturally, not just in the areas of life that they want to be with their friends and all that, but spiritually, teach them some spiritual things. If you don't know, you need to be taught. You can't teach what you don't know. So you need to know. If you don't have children, you got grandchildren. Your children out of the home, you got grandchildren. Well, you got a second chance. You got a second chance now to teach your grandchildren. You're passing on a spiritual legacy to your children's children. That's biblical. You teach your family the ways of the Lord. People want their kids. It's amazing to me that I see Christian families. They want their kids saved. They want their kids in church. And they're not even in church. They're not even saved. Those that are in church, they want their kids saved, but they let them do whatever they want to do. That's not spiritual, right? That amazes me. But yet they want them to be saved of the Lord. They want them to live a Christian life. Well, if you're not teaching them how to live a Christian life, they're not going to live a Christian life. What's up, George? Good to see you, man. How you doing with your workout? I hope you're doing good, man. I know you are. Good to see you, man. But Tanika, how are you? But here, we need to realize that in changing our patterns as parents, and you want your children to be positive, you want your children to do the things of God, well, then you have to set reinforcements in your house. What are you listening to? What are you allowing your kids to listen to? You can't, it's not just about going to church. Going to church does not guarantee you a place in heaven. Let me say that again. Going to church, just because you go to church, does not guarantee you a place in heaven. There are certain things that you have to do in order to get to heaven. Now, I'm sure you guys get that in your Bible study. You get that in your teaching. But some of you that are on here, you don't do it. You don't do anything. For us, getting to that point to where you want to get to heaven. They used to say everybody wants to go to heaven, but everybody don't want to live right. Right? Everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. But in reinforcing good mental behavior and good mental habits in your home, you have to have a spiritual grounding in your life, in your family, in your home. There has to be some type of spiritual foundation in your home. My parents, when we were growing up, they didn't beat it across our head. They didn't browbeat us about, getting saved. You need to be saved. They taught us. Now, they didn't leave us at home. That's another area. George, you can attest to this. When our parents went to church, we went to church. It wasn't no case of point, I don't feel like going, I'm not going. They look at you like, what? Excuse me? Well, I don't think so. So they made us go to church. They didn't force us into salvation. That was our own choosing. That was our own choosing. When we got to the point of saying, you know what, I'm tired of living the way I'm living, like myself. I'm tired of the way I'm living. People shooting at me. I'm looking over my shoulder to see, who's after me and stuff because of what I did. But then when I got to the pitching point to where I was tired of that, what I was taught as a child came back. That's why I said, training up a child in the way that they should go. And when they will return to that. So I returned to it. I came back. I said, you know what? I was 19, 18, but it hasn't always been easy when I received the Lord. It was always up and down, always up and down. But the good thing about it was the Lord, He was consistent with me. He wasn't always up and down. I was up and down. We are up and down with the Lord. This is all in reference to six things that can change anything in your life. And this is the spiritual side of it, is knowing that when you accept Christ in your life, it's not going to be easy. No, I'm not going to tell you that. You're going to have trials, you're going to have tribulations, but you know what? The end result is this. When you pray and ask God to help you, God will help you because God is always listening. God is always paying attention. Doesn't matter where you are. He's always paying attention to you because you are His creation. You're His friend, and He wants to be your friend. That's free. But as we teach in our home, we teach certain foundations, certain groundings in our home so our families will know that, look, as long as you're in this house, there's certain things that you can and you cannot do in this house. There's certain things you can or you will and will not do in this house. You can't just let them raise themselves. Children talk to the parents however they want to talk to them. I'm like, who's the parent? But to reinforce what I'm talking about, reinforcement has to come from all angles. This is gradually developing an unshakable belief. What's up, Al? Good to see you, man. It's an unshakable belief that they will get where they want to be, or you'll get where you want to be. You have to have a strong belief factor. Last one today. Last one. We have to embrace the gratitude attitude. We have to embrace the gratitude attitude. Now, while this may sound like a cliche, and all these cliches people have, but think about it. It's actually quite an important part of the process that we've been talking about. All too often, we are intensely result-driven in our lives. We're result-driven in our life. You know, we want results, and we're driven by that. We want positive results. But if you don't have a positive mentality, you're not going to get positive results. This is the normal part of making a living and dealing with the daily concerns of our life. Listen, with that being said, we are too often so busy getting from point A to point B, doing this and doing that in our daily, literally and figuratively, that we lose our ability to slow down and truly appreciate the mystery and wonder that is so much a part of our lives. Because we're so busy, we don't really pay attention to the mysteries and the wonders that are all around our lives. And I'm talking about the kind of things that mystics and poets have written about for eons. The innocence of your child when he or she brings you a picture and she has just colored this wonderful array of colors, and you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, that's nice, baby. And you pass it off. Take time to pay attention to that child. Take time to pay attention to what they're doing. When they come to you, stop what you're doing, look them in the eye, so they know that you are connecting with them and paying. And this is the same thing in relationships. Many of you that have relationships and you have conversations with your spouse or significant other, do you look them in the eye while they're talking to you, or you just continuously looking around doing what you normally do? They want to connect with you. Women want you to connect with them, men. And how do you connect? And this is what I'm learning with Christine. That when she's talking, I look her in the eye. You look them in the eye and let them know that you are paying attention. So a child, when they bring you, a drawing or a color, what they've done, and it's a flower garden in the spring, the sun is setting, even things that are as simple as eating a meal with a friend. These are some of the mysteries and the wonders that we kind of take advantage of. We don't even really appreciate the little things, appreciate the small things in life. This is one way that can change anything in your life, is by appreciating, having gratitude in what you get and what you have. We are all guilty of losing sight of the beauty and the wonder around us. As much of the time, we're guilty of this, and yet there is a real value in being able to, quote unquote, get back to it. Let's get back to it. What? For me, the best way to remember these things is to be grateful, meaning to commit to find moments in my day to deeply appreciate my life. I appreciate where I am in life because of all the things that I've gone through to get to this point in my life. It hasn't always been easy, hasn't always been positive, hasn't always been good. There's a lot of people that I hurt by my actions, by my behavior. So a lot of times, I reflect on those things and it hurts me. It grieves me. But right now, there really isn't much that I can do about all that has happened in my past. The only thing that I have control over is what I'm going to do in the present and into the future. So I'm grateful to where I am in life. I'm grateful that, number one, I have Christ in my life. I'm really grateful for that. Because I had said on Friday, if I would have continued doing what I was doing while I was, before I received Christ, as far as dealing and, all that, and the reason why I was shot at, and the reason why, all these gangsters and things, people look at me like, oh, no, man, you don't know my full story. There's only certain things that I will allow out in reference to what I'm sharing and testifying about, or who I'm with that may need that side of my life. Other people just want the nosy. They just want to know what you do to get shot at. Well, just know that I was shot at and God redirected the bullet to go elsewhere. Or else I could have been another one of those statistics in life. But this is why I'm grateful to where I am in life today, because I don't have to look over my shoulder, wonder who's driving next to me. I don't have to worry about any of that. So this is why I'm grateful. I'm grateful to the woman that God has placed in my life, a positive, strong woman. Sometimes she's so strong that I'll be like, hey, hold it now. Hold it. Wait, slow up. But it's all in fun because we're in this together. We're in building each other up, lifting each other up. Even getting to this point in my relationship, the things that I went through in order to receive what I have today wasn't always easy. This is why I'm grateful to God for all the little things that He's allowed me to get myself out of, that I chose to allow happen in my life. So all of these things, to be grateful for all that I have, to be grateful for all that you have, in spite of the normal ups and downs that come, we can rest assured in the end that it's God, and here what we're talking about reinforcing, it's God. And did I say it's God? It's God that's going to help you overcome a lot of the situations that you got yourself into. I think this is such an important part of the process in giving gratitude and giving thanks to God. See, Robert, I know you remember, man. Remember when we was growing up? Here, let me sidetrack right quick since Robert said he remembered. Remember, man, when we started college, the first year in college, at Grossman College, we decided to ditch college, ditch school, and go surfing. Two brothers out there trying to surf. Now, Robert, he was a surfer. He was better than me. But we went out, and it was after a storm had been out to sea. And, when a storm is out to sea, all that stuff come in the next day. So here we are, bright early in the morning. Both of us had Volkswagens, Beetles. He had a blue one, I had an off-white one. So here we are, two brothers driving down the street with surfboards on top of our cars. And we going to the beach to surf. Now check this, to show you why I'm grateful and remembering certain things in my life. We out here surfing. This was after Jaws came out. So you know how long ago that was. We out there paddling out, right? We out there paddling. And while we sitting there on our surfboards, freaky me, I'm looking around and I see all this red stuff in the water. I didn't know what it was. It's just like, what's all this red stuff in the water? And the first thing I start thinking about is Jaws. Before I look up, Robert is gone. He's caught the first wave and he's like, gone. Left me out there, brother, left me out there in the ocean all by myself. But here, think of this. When I saw a wave coming and started to form, I figured, okay, I'm going to catch this wave. Well, I start paddling to catch the wave. So instead of catching inside the wave, the tube of the wave, where you're inside the tube, riding that wave, I was on top of the wave, wrong position to be. And from that, I went straight to the bottom of the ocean floor. And all the white water just pounded me to the ocean floor. I just knew I was done. It was over for me. Checkout time. And I was nowhere Nowhere in my mind talking about thinking about God, far as I'm saying this now. I'm at the bottom of the ocean. But you know what? The goodness of God and his mercy, because he understood. He knew my outcome. It's all good, Robert. He understood and knew where I was going to be today. I felt, and this is the miraculous thing that has happened in my life, and there's been many. I felt someone grab my arm and pull me to the surface. I'm thinking maybe Robert came back out and got me or whatever. I looked around. Robert's on the shore going, hey, dude. Robert was nowhere around. But it was that supernatural interaction that I had with God that he pulled me out. He pulled me out, pulled me up, spared my life. I could have drowned then and there. Man, you better believe I was paddling to the shoreline. I was done. We were done for the day and we left. But I'm thankful that God spared my life in that time of my life. And Robert was there, and he witnessed a lot of things that happened in our lives together because we were thick as thieves growing up. And there's a lot of things that we did together. We used to work at the same store, like the same women, all that stuff, just crazy stuff. And I have to say, here's another thing that I'm grateful for, being that I'm still talking about my brother Robert. We've never, ever fell out of friendship, ever. We've never fought. We've never disagreed. So when I say that I have a lifelong true friend, it's Robert Edwards. True blue. He's always been there for me, even though when he joined the Army, he was clear across the world, he would always contact me, say, yo, man, want you to come here, want you to come there, meet me here, meet me there, and times that I could, times that I couldn't. We were always close. So you need to be grateful to the real friends that you still have in your life. You need to be grateful for those that have your back. You need to be grateful for those that will stand behind you and prop you up when you're weak. You need to be grateful to those people that are right there in your corner that says, you know what, no matter what you go through, I'm there for you. I'm going to support you. Everybody else has turned their back on you, but I'm there for you. Those are the kind of friends you need. Those are the kind of friends that when you're down and you don't know who to turn to and your family is turning their back on you, but you have that one true friend that you can trust. I had another one, but the Lord called him home. And that was Bishop Bradford. He was one that I can go to and talk to, and we would chop it up and we would eat and fellowship and have fun. But then when the Lord called him home, it was like there was a void in my life, because he was the closest one, far as in my area, that I could reach out to. So you need to be grateful for your friends that you have, grateful for those that are still in your life. So this is an important part of understanding the process, is to bring our attentions back to what we do have. Bring our attentions back to what we do have rather than endlessly focusing on what we don't have. Focus on what you do have, not on what you don't have. Shifting our attention to this positive place in our lives, in this positive place of gratitude. It is a great balancer to the intense and avid pursuit to make changes in our lives and achieve our goals. Gratitude reminds us that while it's great to pursue our goals in life, having happiness and worthwhile love and wholeness ultimately results from a choice that comes from within. 7 steps to changing anything in your life. You can't change anything in your life, but it takes some work. It takes some effort. It takes a choice. It takes some changing. Has anything changed for you since we've started? Has anything changed in your life? Have you seen changes? This is all a part of 7 steps to changing things in your life. I've enjoyed this series. I've enjoyed going through this with you. And I pray that God blesses you and you get a chance to go back and watch these. Go back and put them in your heart. Share them with someone that may need to hear this. No, Robert, I sure didn't. I never surfed again. I gave it up, man. I gave it up. I was like, I'm done. Brothers ain't supposed to be out here doing this anyway, so I'm hanging my board up. But it was fun while it lasted. And just like anything else, life is fun, but it brings its challenges. Like that brought its challenge, but God had to come through and pull me out, and he did. And God will pull you through in any situation that you find yourself in. God will always pull you through, but you got to trust him. You got to believe in him. You got to know that he is the one that has your back all the time. Hey, this has been your boy Eminem. Thanks for coming in today, sharing on this Monday. You guys go out and enjoy your day. I'm gonna go see what the honey bun is doing. She says she's only going to work half day. She's working from home. She wants to go to the movies. So, we're going to go ahead and do that movie thing. Y'all have already probably seen Black Panther. So we're going to try to see it today. See what's up. You guys be good. Enjoy your day. Look forward to seeing you on Wednesday to see what God has for us in the next Treadmill Motivation. We'll see. And we'll see you over on the other side. Remember, we always want you to live hope and change, because it's always better to live hope and change than it is not to. You're like, wow, that was deep. But you guys be good. I appreciate you guys. Christine, I know you in there somewhere watching. I love you, honey. I love you through all. I ain't gonna start singing, but I do love you. Hey guys, take care, and we'll see you next time.